I'm going to make a quick video about Antony's Fukushima Ryu underwater ninja breathing device and why I don't think it works. Obviously this is something that I know a lot about, and I know devices that do work and are used in other schools, but I'm not going to talk about those because that information doesn't need to go out. Basically what the device is, as Antony explains it, is something that's similar to what's known as a HEAD or a C device, depending on, in the Coast Guard it's called a C device. In other services I think it's called a HEAD, which is a helicopter emergency egress device. It's basically something that you use to get a few extra breaths when your helicopter is down. You know, it goes up on the top thing there, you pull it in your mouth, you undo your stuff, blah 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 blah. But anyway, Antony describes this as a ball, which means it's a sphere. 1 shaku forsun in diameter is what the picture shows, giving us a circumference, not a circumference. We're taking that, we're getting the radius, half, obviously. 42 centimeters is what it is in the regular time, so we take that in half, and we get our 21 centimeters, and what we want to do is calculate the volume of that, and the volume comes out to be 0.39 cubic meters. And then what we want to do from there is convert that to the force of lift, which is actually going to be 39 kilograms, or 0.039 cubic meters actually. So we're taking our 39 kilograms of lift. Now, let's hide the logos on this because we can't show that, and I might as well say that I'm talking in a non-official capacity here, and anything that I say, you know, if you're going to be making these on your ninja boat and taking them out and going in the water, that's actually a crime, so don't do it, because it's a non-approved flotation device, even though it's not technically a flotation device. So this is a Mustang Survival Type 3 PFD. It provides 15 pounds of buoyant force. 15 pounds of buoyant force is enough to float any adult over 90 pounds. So 70% of your body is water, then usually in an average person 15% is fat. Obviously not for me, so I need extra buoyancy, but with your lung capacity you can usually keep yourself afloat just by holding air in your lungs. When you're working with, that's a regular, like a inherently buoyant PFD, 15 pounds usual. It could go up more than that, it depends on the type. If you're working with an inflatable PFD, then you're going up to 35 pounds, and those are using CO2 containers. CO2 is technically less buoyant than air because it has a higher molecular weight. So if you're just collecting oxygen from the air, which is how these would work, you're getting more buoyant force. That's why I came up with the 39 kilograms. So obviously with something like that, you would have to have a bellow with you that actually operate it, because, you know, there's no other source. You can't blow into it because that would be carbon dioxide, and you can't rebreathe your carbon dioxide. So anyway, with these 39 kilograms, actually not pounds, a lot more than 39 pounds, it's going to be a huge struggle to keep that underwater, especially holding it in your mouth, as it looks like it's designed to do with the deer antler or whatever. And, you know, the little ball inside would definitely not be enough to keep that underwater. So it would be a huge struggle. You would not be able to conceal yourself with it at all. You're better off, you would be floating at the top. What I think would actually be the case would be it's not a ball, but it's actually just, that's the dimension, but it's flat. So if you're doing that, you would decrease the volume of the sphere, because it wouldn't be a sphere anymore, and you would have a much more manageable type of device to use. And, you know, depending on your ability to hold oxygen, you could do buccal packing, which I don't recommend at all for anyone to ever try, because even though it increases your lung capacity by 1.8 liters on average, the risk for hypoxia, shallow water blackout, just goes up crazily, and you know, just not good at all. I never recommend anyone doing that. This is even dangerous too. If you're ever doing crossovers, you know the difference between doing one at the top of the pool and at the bottom of the pool, how that affects your lungs, and you know how bad it burns when you're doing it at a certain level. And So obviously if you're trying to hold this down, you're using a lot of force and you're trying to get to a lower depth, and that's going to be really annoying to actually have to deal with. But anyway, basically, given the dimensions that I'm shown and the way that Antony describes it, I'm going to say that this does not work, and that's about it.